This is a hook. This is a hook. This is a hook. This is a hook. I'm Simon, and writing hooks is the exact skill I learned to generate over $700,000 for my clients on Meta. Now, anyone can write a hook that gets eyeballs, but what actually matters is writing hooks that get eyeballs and attract buyers at the same time. And that's the real art. Writing hooks for reels is easy, but writing hooks for ads is what actually makes you money. And once you master it, you can hit 40% hook rates as I do. And that's exactly how I turned one ad into $179,000 for my client. One hook in one ad made us that much. And the hook is also the main thing that I review for my consulting clients, because the first 3 seconds are the most important part of your ad. But what actually makes a great hook? And what's the difference between a hook that just goes viral and the one that actually attracts buyers? In this video, I will walk you through my exact hook writing checklist. I will show you how Meta wants your hooks to be structured, and I will show you the exact hook formats that have generated us multiple 6 figures for clients selling high ticket. With that being said, let's get right into it. Look, before I show you real hook examples, you gotta understand how Meta's algo actually wants your hooks to be, okay? And there's a concept that we call majority hooks. So there's a reason why all these if you're X, I can help you do Y hooks don't work that well and generally tend to die after something like 30 days, okay? So when you're scrolling a line, most of the hooks that you're gonna see are gonna be something like, if you're a coach and you want to book more calls, or if you're a business owner and you want to start sending cold emails, I can help you do Y in Z time by using my Turbo X.3 framework, okay? Now, these ads definitely work, don't get me wrong. They work for the in-market customer, for somebody who's actively scrolling for information. The main problem here is that they don't convert the majority of your market because they are so niche, okay? With this if qualifier, you're essentially niching down, okay? If you're a coach and you're below $50,000 in revenue, I can help you do Y. A lot of people don't identify directly with this identity that you call out in your ads. And on top of that, if this then that hooks triggers something that we call an ad filter in a user's brain. So when you think about this, somebody's scrolling on Facebook, on social media, on Instagram, whatsoever, for education and obviously also sometimes to buy something, right? But what they don't like is to get hard pitched by this if you're X, I can help you do Y ads. Okay, they're gonna stop the scroll. Let's say they're scrolling for 10 minutes. You have an in-reel ad position, okay? So let's say your ad is over here, and before this ad, they've watched a bunch of reels, okay? So these are all reels, and then after your ad, they're gonna watch reels again. Now, your ad probably starts with, if you're X, I can help you do Y, which is the main reason why your ad looks odd, okay? And all the other reels are the exact same pattern, okay? And this is what the user's brain expects on Instagram, right? So with your ad over here, you're instantly making them scroll because it doesn't fit to what they generally are used to watch on Instagram, which is exactly why we introduce a concept that we call majority hooks, okay? Now, look, this if you're X, I can help you do Y hooks are minority hooks. They will die quickly, they fatigue, and they don't have the potential to go viral or to get pushed by Meta's algorithm. However, there are actually hooks in your market that can convert the majority of potential buyers out there that identify as buyers for your product. This is what we call majority hooks. Now, I want to give you a very, very good example of a majority hook that I've just written for one of our clients. So one of our clients is selling an Amazon coaching. It's an Amazon coaching, and he's basically teaching people how they can scale their Amazon business. I could have simply started one of my hooks that turned out to be a majority hook with something like, you're probably one step away from deleting your Amazon seller account, okay? Would be a good hook. And in this case, this is because we want to target the frustration point that a lot of people are struggling to scale their Amazon business, or something like, you're probably one step away from deleting your Amazon seller account. But instead, I decided to turn the ad into, you're probably one step away from deleting your Amazon account, okay? So I removed seller. And then in the next line, I said something like, as an Amazon seller, you're probably having a hard time finding suppliers right now. Then I digged into the pain. So the next step after the majority hook was essentially more or less my qualifier, but it wasn't in the hook. So what is the main reason for that? The reason is I'm still dropping words that filter out my ideal customer, because you got to think, right? So when I'm scrolling online, okay, I'm doing marketing, and a lot of you guys probably do marketing as well for your business as you're watching this video. What kind of words trigger our brain? Words like GHL, words like ads, words like meta, words like hooks, okay? Maybe if you're in the coaching niche, words like coaching, words like webinars, words like funnels, okay? So these are essentially words that trigger my brain instantly and that make me recognize this is for me. Now, which words wouldn't resonate with me? This would be something like Shopify, something like e-commerce and so on, because I don't have an e-commerce business, right? Or even something like UGC or whatsoever, any word that isn't in my interest pool, okay, based on what I'm doing, based on my professions, based on my hobbies. Now, when you're scrolling online, and you gotta understand user behavior, okay, scrolling online, okay, and you see an ad and you decide in the first 3 seconds, is this video for me or isn't it for me? And if you don't contain the main words that resonate with someone in your niche in the first 3 seconds, then this video won't be for them and they're gonna scroll. So in this case, you're probably one step away from deleting. This instantly is intrigue, okay? Why should I be one step away from deleting my Amazon account? Maybe there's something I didn't keep in mind. Maybe there's some regulatory issue or whatsoever. And we say Amazon account and not Amazon seller account, so we still get a massive hook rate, which allows Meta to push the algo, okay? And we still hook in leads who maybe aren't even selling on Amazon yet, okay, but who've researched the model, who are keen to hear it. Simply leads where Amazon triggers their brain. And most of them are people who are interested in selling on Amazon, obviously, right? Or people who are already selling on Amazon. And then in the next line, we have the line, as an Amazon seller, you're probably one step away, you're probably starting to find supplies, and so on. And then we dig into the main ad. Now, this causes our hook rate, and I'm not gonna lie, to be something like 40%. Which is absolutely insane, okay? This is exactly where one ad right now gets us something like a 5 to 6x ROAS on webinars consistently, okay? Because our hook rate is so high and our click-through rate is something like 3% as well, which means we're also attracting the right customer because we're getting a good ROAS and we're having a good click-through rate, okay? Now, in the Meta Ads Manager, I would always advise you to build something like a custom metric that we call hook rate, okay? Where you can actually see how effective your hook is. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna simply plug the first 3-second video views, okay? So people who've watched beyond the 3-second mark, and then you're gonna divide it by all the views or all impressions, however it's labeled in your ads manager, okay? And this is gonna be your hook rate. Now, what we generally see perform pretty well for hooks, especially if you haven't found your majority hook yet, is something like a 20% hook rate. So this would be your KPI, okay? 20% hook rate, KPI, anything below that, you've got a very shit hook. Now, as I'm saying, you can also get 40% hook rates if you really crack the code. So what I would generally say, if you're an ambitious advertiser, want to have success in your business, I would set the hook rate for at least hook rate KPI for something like 30%. Okay, this depends on how well you know your market. Now, what kind of hook formats actually turn into a $179,000 ad? Before I show you the exact 3-step checklist that I always use, I will tell you something that you should never do. Okay, and this is go with something that we call lazy hook. Okay, this is basically a hook that goes with something like, there's this one thing, there's this one system, there's this one step, and I'm going to show you the step at the end of the video. This is a lazy hook. It just hooks people for no reason. You're gonna get a shit lead quality, makes absolutely no sense compared to a hook that actually intrigues your customer, okay? And one thing how I'm doing this is, for example, this hook over here is an intrigue. You're probably one step away from deleting your Amazon account. Another hook that we've got for this Amazon coach is, give me your email login and I will get you your first supplier in the next 60 days, right? This is a crazy hook because they like, why should I give this guy my email login? But hell yeah, I want suppliers, right? Now, with that being said, I will show you the exact hook formats live right now in the Meta Ads library based on some competitors that are absolutely crushing, and I will show you which one we use as well. Yeah, as you can see right away, this is Brooke Hitting's ad library, and he starts with a visual hook. And as you can see, he holds up a fidget spinner, which is essentially an object that resonates with potential buyers in his niche because he's selling on e-commerce coaching. As you can see over here, right, dropshipping. And he's obviously holding up dropshipping products that a lot of people might have thought would be profitable or whatsoever. The fidget spinner is the classic. It's a visual hook, and visual hooks are absolutely cooking for us right now because generally we as humans, we process visual information in parallel, okay? And audio is sequential. So what generally happens with a visual hook is when the video starts, right, our brain instantly processes and understands all the information here at one glance, okay, in milliseconds. Now with audio is sequential because he first has to say the sentence, right? So essentially we process visual information faster than waiting for the sentence to unfold, which is essentially why visual hooks are a very, very good concept to increase your hook rates, especially if it's an object that resonates with people in your niche. Yeah, and here we've got the next ad hook in Brooke Hitting's ads library. And as you can see, this is an AI UGC hook. I'm not the biggest fan of AI UGC hooks, but however, I'm a big fan of these green screen hooks, okay, where you first of all have some video B-roll behind you. So that's already moving, okay. Then you've got a person reviewing it, which looks very native, and a lot of people will stop the scroll because the used to seeing people, your reactions on these green screens. And we have a text hook, and these text hooks, like if you can take away one thing from this video, what you aren't doing already, do these text hooks. Like whenever you do an ad, do these Instagram bubble text hooks. We are so used to seeing that on a screen all day long, okay? And it really stops the show, especially if the headline here in the text line is actually something that hooks and leads, maybe has a contrarian statement, right? So definitely do these UGC, this background reaction type hooks, okay, with a text hook and also with some video B-roll or an image behind you. Okay, another hook that is crushing right now are these kind of split screen proof of concept hooks. So as you can see, Brooke Hitting is reviewing a product over here, right, instantly with this kind of loom style. And as you can see over here, Brooke Hitting literally does this various times, right, and he's not spending his money on that for nothing, right? So again, another one with a cold plunge tab. And then we've got a contrarian statement hook over here, a hook that intrigues his ideal customers, right? Especially the in-market customer, right? So somebody who's interested into dropshipping, and look what he starts the ad with. Billionaires don't run dropshipping stores. That's not how you escape the 9 to 5. So instantly, I don't do that. None of my clients do that. And this is exactly the way where he's going to present his solution as high-ticket dropshipping, as another unique way, another unique selling position. Works very, very well to hook your in-market demographic, so people who are already in the market for the stuff that you're selling. Yeah, another killer hook over here is the comment pin ad. Also works with these kind of Q&A, Instagram ask me a question hooks. So first of all, it obviously hooks them in visually, as you can see over here. And on top of that, Brooke uses it instantly to target a main question that he gets scam. If it was a good one, why would I share it? This is another hook that I just found here, a throw rocks at enemies hook, where he basically shows why his one business model is the real alternative. And this is a great concept with this cups over here, a visual concept, first of all, right, that hooks in people, looks native to Instagram. As you can see, it also keeps retention high because we're curious to see what the other business models on the other cups will be, right? So we're already 17 seconds in, and he's just revealed all these 5 business models. So he's probably already hooked, I don't know, 40% of his market with this exact hook here, with this cups here. So yeah, I'm gonna give you 6 hook formats that you can take away right now and use for your ads. As I said already, the text hook is by far the best hook that you should take away. It takes you like 1 minute to set it up, right? 1 minute to think about a good text hook, right? And it's gonna probably have the highest impact on all of your ads. Then a green screen hook, 100%, right? Where you have some video B-roll or image B-roll behind you. Whiteboard hooks, these are cooking as well. You can either do them with an iPad or really on the whiteboard, where you draw something, you underline something. Whiteboard hooks, cooking. Visual hooks, whatever that might be, cooking. Pick up your phone from the button, also a really, really killer hook. And then in contrarian statement, this is just a great way to hook in your ideal customers, something, as Brooke said, billionaires don't do dropshipping, something that sounds contrarian and breaks with the industry orthodoxy within your niche. And yeah, generally to ideate hooks, I always think about 3 different concepts. I think about a direct hook. Okay, the direct hook works well. This is essentially that if you're doing this, you can do Y in Z time. You can test it. I would 100% do it. It's just a very cool way of instantly talking to rich people who are already in market for what you're selling. If you want cold email for your business, I can help you install a cold email system that books you more calls in the next 60 days, for example, right? Yeah, another hook that I always like to do is the ideal ad hook. This is especially you're probably one step away from deleting your Amazon account. So these kind of broader hooks that hook in your market, majority hooks. And another hook that's performing extremely well is something that we call the stalker hook, where you just simply observe what your ideal customer is doing. So one hook that is absolutely crushing for us right now. So you got burned by another e-commerce course. Huh? So this hook is crushing because it introduces so much confidence, and people who are seeing this hook, who actually got burned by another e-commerce course, instantly resonated with it, especially because after this hook, we start describing and literally just observing their entire situation within the first 20 seconds. And the feedback that we actually get from our sales team, and even from clients who later enroll in our program, is that a lot of people say, when I saw your ad online, I literally thought that you were stalking me. Like that, I thought that my phone had microphones or whatsoever, and that you were literally tracking me. They found it so fucking incredible that we could describe their entire situation in one single ad, and that's the reason why they actually clicked. And that's how you make someone click, by describing their situation and basically opening a curiosity loop by doing something and by saying something that resonates with them within the first 3 to 10 seconds. Yeah, with that being said, guys, everything that you should take away from this video: don't be lazy, don't do if you're X, I can help you do Y hooks only. You can definitely test with it. Keep in mind that that we are advertising on social media, so you should make your ad hooks look native, right? Put the main key concept within your ads in the first 3 seconds. Track your hook rate. Okay, 30% hook rate is something that you should aim for if you're ambitious. A lazy hook is one thing. Don't do this, and think about these 3 concepts whenever you write a hook. If you want us guys to install our entire ad strategy in your business, okay, not only write the hooks, but obviously write the entire ads, make sure the ads actually attract the right customer, because it's the most important thing. As I said, you can have a high hook rate, but if your lead quality is shit, nobody cares about that, because what matters as actually your ROAS, right? Then feel free to book in a free strategy call with me. I've got my calendar link here in the description. Also, if you want more content in short form style and some more hook concepts that you can take away, then feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'm also posting a bunch of content there. With that being said, if you like this video, right, give it a like, save it, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs some good hooks for their ads. With that being said, guys, take care.